we would like to share some special news to all Indians, which we were faced in the past on 14th February when Jaish-e Mohammed groups who had attacked on our soldiers, where CISF Jawans had been martyred more than 40s. Yesterday, our Indian great soldiers who had attacked to the Pakistan terrorist camps where more than 200 to 300 terrorists had been killed by Indian soldiers. This is what really and great achievements our soldiers has been done ever, and this is totally salutes goes to the Honorable Prime Minister of Narendra Modi, Mr. Narendra Modi, and the Defense Minister Mrs. Sitaraman, who had been decided at the same times we have to be attacked on Pakistan terrorists the terror who had attacked on our soldiers. On 14th February at 3:30 a.m. when Jaish-e Mohammed terrorist group who had attacked through impulsive explosives device where Indians CISF soldiers has been become in a very dangerous zones and they had been lost their lives. They have been done something like Harvard, but our soldiers who had done something brave works. The Indian soldiers who had legally entered inside the Pakistan borders and searched out of the terror camps where more than 200 to 300 terrorists had been killed. Now, altogether, what's going in Pakistan? I will tell you the exactly scenario when Indians 44 soldiers who had lost in a Jammu and Kashmir in Pulwama incidents, the same times in Indian parliaments, each and every party who was blaming and attacking to Honorable Prime Minister of the Narendra Bhai Modi, but there is no connections of Narendra Bhai Modi. Modi is something very honest and he doesn't like to play any such politics with the Jawans and with the police. But however, few political people who have been attacked to Narendra Modi and blames and spoil his images across the nations. I would like to be taking name of the Rahul Gandhi and few others who does not have sympathy of our soldiers, who doesn't have the worry of our soldiers, but they knew how to spread images of our soldiers and how to spoil the images of Indians soldiers. As of now we had been seen so many prime minister and the presidents who had, if they will die, then our governments who puts non-stop rust shock. But however, our 40 Jawan who kills, none of the political party, either Narendra Modi nor opposition's party, had declared the rust shock of 40 Jawans who had become the victims of terror, and they have been lost their life. They lost everything. They left each and every things. They left their families and everything. But how soon we have to become the paralysis of Indian politicals? If when the politicals doesn't have sound to understand the philosophy and the pain of Indian soldiers, how can we survive to our soldiers? This is the very biggest questions. My total concern to the Indian soldiers, and I really salute to Indian Army, Central Industrial Security Force, Border Security Force, National Security Guard, and Black Commandos, Indian Air Force, and each and every defense related. When they are working for our nations, we should have the tributes similar to like Rashtrapati and the Prime Minister whosoever die. The similar things we have to be celebrate for them as a Rashtra Shok. The better news we are having that yesterday on 25th of February, 25th of the February at around 3:30 a.m. in the mornings, the Indians army who had been covered up to Pakistan terror camp, and where there have been killed more than 200 to 300 terrorists which are residing inside the Pakistan and close to the Abbottabad, which is the similar to Osama bin Laden's and Jesse Mohammed's. And apart of that, there are several most wanted international terrorists who are the living inside the Pakistan, but always Pakistan denies whenever internationals and United Nations Human Rights Commissions will examine to the Pakistans, always they have been denied. They never ever accepted that the Pakistan is only one country who wants the terror and who would like to be spread the terror across the country, and they wanted to make a such huge violence across the world, not for India. Terror is a very big problem for each and every country. This is not a similar situations for India. The India, not only for India, every country are nowadays facing the terrorism issues. Some peoples and few politicians who were claiming and assuming and straight away put their words and put their voices that the terrorist doesn't have any religions, the terrorist doesn't have any country, and the terrorist does not have any kind of relationship with any of human resources. But I would like to be expressed my things that the terrorists are having their religions, which is similar to the Pakistan, which is similar to the Muslims. The terror have the country which is belongs to the Pakistan. The terror have the families which is belongs to the Pakistan only. Today when Indian soldiers who attacked to Pakistan terror camps, even after no politicians except Narendra Modi and except the BJP, no politicians came out their homes and not having the promotion public speech and not having like confidential things in favor of the Sena, in favor of Indian army. They have they have not been encouraged our Indian army that they have been done great jobs. As we know, Indian army and Indian defense who had been attacked to Pakistan in 1965, 1971, 1984 and 1999 in Kargil War. Each and every time Indian soldiers and Indian governments always want the terror attacks. What they never ever blames and claims that this land belongs to the India, because Indians is very honest. They doesn't like to create such stupid things. They doesn't like to be snapped to any country or to any prime ministers. But few of Indians politicians party and few of Indians leaders who always been try to spoil images of India and try to spoil Modi images. I'm not here taking the favor of Modi, and neither I'm promoting to the Modi, but what Modi have done something especially and something good things for our soldiers, that is very challengeable job for each and everyone's. In Indian histories, none of governments take such reaction in very soon time. As we all know that on 14th February 3:30 a.m. the Jaish-e-Mohammed group who had attacks to Indian soldiers Central Industrial Security Force at Pulwama, the Indian government is very brilliantly given to answer to Pakistan in a same scenario. But this point of time Indian soldiers had attacks, but in Pulwama, the terror attack had been attacked to Indian soldiers. So this is something coward things which had been repeatedly did by the Pakistans. Therefore, I appeal to entire world and entire nations not to be trust Pakistani and not to be trust Pakistani policy over the defense and over the any kind of relationships such as trade or safety, security and foods education related. I appeal to each and every countries kindly break your relationship with the Pakistan so that Pakistan should realize and rectify their mistakes, and if even they are repeatedly doing same things, then entire country has to become on one platforms and needs to be appealed in United Nations Human Rights Commissions, where we can raise our voice that how this country is spreading and killing to innocent people and especially for Indians. Today, we all Indians are too much celebrating and too much enjoy, too much delighted that Indian soldiers who had been taken revenge from the Pakistan, and we would like to be We would like to be thankful to our soldiers, especially Indian Army and PSF and all defense who had been participated in Pakistan during the terror attack campaign on 25th of February 3:30 a.m. morning. So this point of time, Indian soldiers had attacked the terror camp, and in futures we also expecting that same results and same manners Indians defense should give the reply, so that they will must feel ashamed and not to be repeat such kind of crowd things, such kind of coward things with any country. I'm Raj Sishodia, human rights activist from SSC News. Thank you.